What is up, everybody? Welcome back to some Halo 4 gameplay. The doubles again with my friend Sergio. We built up a lot of these games. We actually get shat on in the beginning and then we come back, so it's a pretty interesting gameplay. As you can see, I got shat on there. But anyway, I'm going to talk about one little story that I have. Basically, it happened to me this past year. It's like my first run-in with the cops. It's actually pretty sketchy, but anyway, we'll start off. I just got my car like at the end of January, and you know, I'm loving it. You know, I have my own car, you know, independence and everything. So me and my friends head out on like a Friday or Saturday night. I go pick up one of my buddies from volleyball. He's in volleyball with me, and his name's Netza. And well, actually, he doesn't pick. I don't pick him up, but he comes to my house. And I wasn't really planning on having any visitors. My room was like looking like shit. Anyway, he comes to my house with one of my friends from class, and she's like a sophomore, I believe. So then we're trying to convince her. We want to go do something, so we're trying to convince her cousin, which also had the same class with all of us. So we actually convinced her to come along. We didn't know what we were gonna do, but I was just driving us around. So we went and picked her up, and we got the great idea to go to like basically a cemetery. And so we ran around the cemetery for a while just because we're so bored. And it was trespassing, I guess, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, so we jumped the fence, went in there, played around a while, and then we actually left. And we went to this place called Gates Pass, which is like a pretty cool cruising spot. Lots of windy roads. It's fun to drive on. So we went out there, and Netzo was gonna hang out with his cousin afterwards, and his cousin like was right out there. So we picked up his cousin, and my car's like a Honda Civic hatchback, so it's a pretty small car. So it was pretty funny. We already had like 4 people in there. Me, Netza, Esmeralda, and Viviana were the 2 girls in my class. And so before we knew it, we had 5 people in the car, and it's like a 5-seater, but it's really not supposed to hold 5 people. There's like no way that you can fit like, you know, 5 people in there. But the girls are pretty small. They're pretty short. I'm huge. I'm 6'6". I can barely fit in it. Anyway, so we pick up Netza's cousin. Netza's pretty tall, but his cousin is 6'8". So we have 2 dudes in my car, including myself. So we have 2 guys over 6'5" in the car, and it's a tiny ass car. And like by this time, like my car is riding so low against the ground, it's unbelievable. I like how I wasn't scraping like my exhaust against the ground or anything like that. It was so low. And so we end up going through Gates Pass, and basically it's this really windy road, and then you can take this other road up and over this mountain, and it's really fun. And so anyway, we're going along this road really fast, and I see 2 border patrol cars, or like patrol cars. They looked like border patrol, but they weren't, so I slowed down. Somehow they didn't catch me for speeding. But we stopped at this basically viewpoint, or like sort of rest stop, and to look at the stars. It was like already pretty late. It's like 11 o'clock at this time. And so because Netza's cousin was saying, oh, we should stop there because it's pretty cool. You can look at the stars really well. It's a really good view. So we stopped there, and it's actually in this like huge sort of auditorium style mountain range. So when you yell, your voice echoes for a good like 10 echoes, so you can hear your voice echo throughout the valley. And it's really cool. So we all began to like yell and like howl and stuff, and it sounds retarded, but it was a lot of fun. Anyway, the border patrol, or highway patrol, or whatever, the sheriffs, or whatever the fuck they were, they probably heard us, and they saw, well, my car wasn't on, so they didn't see any lights or anything like that, but they pretty much knew the area, so they knew to come to this view stop, or viewpoint. And 2 sheriffs cars roll up, and their high beams are on. It's like, they're just being dicks, you know. Like you can already tell that they're kind of like dicks. Like I'm not against cops or anything or like that, but it's just like my first run-in. It's like, damn, like these guys are assholes. Like, but you'll understand why in a second. They get out of their car. They're shining their like lights at us and stuff. And then they're like, why are you out here? I was like, oh, we're just looking at the stars and stuff, and they think we're doing like drugs and drinking alcohol and stuff. And it's like, I had my car door open because we're only gonna stay there for a little while. So before you know it, there's a hard ass cop, and then the other guy's alright. But the other guy, the alright guy, he's already searching my car and shit. He's like, you guys have any drugs or alcohol or weapons on you or anything? I was like, no, not that I know of. Like if I do, I'm not aware of it, you know, like that sort of like doubt sort of thing sets in. And basically the asshole cop comes over and he's like, so basically guys, you're on like a reservation right now, or not a reservation, but you know, like state property or whatever, and it's past 10 o'clock and the park closes at 10 o'clock, so you guys are technically trespassing right now, and I have to take you all to jail tonight. And, you know, it would have been cool if he let it go for like 5 seconds and like, ha, I got you, you know, but this guy left it for a good 30 seconds, and like, it was like, I was like, oh, he's joking at first, he's joking. And then it set in as like, this fucker's not joking, like, you fucking kidding me? We're all gonna go to jail because we're accidentally here a little bit late? It's like fucking stupid. Anyways, nah, I'm just kidding with you. I was like, are you the owner of this vehicle? And like, I was like, yeah. So I was like, oh, he's gonna try and catch me for something else. And then they start asking us all these questions, trying to catch us for fault. And it was already like 10:40, and like curfew's at like 11 over here in Arizona. So I was like, oh, he's gonna try and keep us like past curfew because a few of us were like not 18. I wasn't 18 at the time. It took forever, and the cool guy who had sort of a sense of humor was asking us like, oh, you guys aren't doing any animal sacrifices here tonight. It's pretty funny, but I was so nervous because like I thought he was gonna get me for something because I was the driver. But the guy came back and he says, all right, you guys just gotta get out of here, and that was pretty much it. But the guy was such an asshole, and they were trying to catch us for any little thing, but fortunately no one had any like alcohol or anything on them. Or any bad substances for me to get caught from. But that wraps it up for us today, guys. I hope you enjoyed my little story. It was a little run-on with the cops. It was kind of funny. But thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you all later. Peace out, everyone.